Excellent. So, guys, welcome to tonight's call. I've got a couple of outcomes for the call that I really, really want to deliver. Okay. The first outcome is that we want to have fun. We want to understand what's in front of us and have a lot of fun and get very excited about all of our futures. Because here's the truth, guys. It doesn't matter. It does not matter where you're at right now in your life. Okay, you could be doing really, really well. You could be kind of not really where you want to be, which is probably where most of us are, right? Some of us have done well, but we're still not where we really want to be. Or you could be in a plateau. You could be a little bit stuck. You could be a little bit uncertain. Things could have changed a little bit too fast for you, and that's absolutely okay. You are on this call for a reason, okay? And I'm really, really excited to share something with you that literally only came on my table on the 21st of October. Not the Saturday just gone, but the Saturday before. Totally out of the blue. And I know some of you will kind of relate to this because sometimes in life you don't expect the right opportunity when it presents itself. And so sometimes you can overlook it. And I think what we're going to be presenting today could be, for some of you on this call, a major opportunity. You can see Adesina on the call. Welcome, Adesina. Really, really good to have you on the call. And thank you for introducing yourself. It's always nice to know who's on the call. So really, really good to have you join us today. That's really, really nice. The next outcome that I want to get from this call is to just kind of give you a slight overview on the world of cryptocurrency, because some of the people on this call won't know anything about cryptocurrency at all. Okay, so we're going to give you a slight overview on that, and we're going to do that in about 10-20 minutes. Okay, we're also then going to introduce you to a vehicle where you can cash in. Yes, you can cash in without remortgaging your house, selling your car, or giving up your daytime job if you've got one. Okay, we can show you how you can cash in and how you can not only take advantage of an opportunity that's not even at the early adopter stage, which is not even at the pioneer stage. We're talking about just before the pioneers get positioned. And for some of you on this call, this is going to be super, super, super exciting. Okay, so I'm going to share my screen and I am going to get on with this presentation. Pretty good. Just going to share my screen now and want to welcome you all to this presentation on MassCoin, a new coin that is about to be launched at the end of November and actually gives every single person on this call a really, really fantastic opportunity. But before we get into the opportunity that landed on my desk on the 21st of October, literally 10 days ago, okay, and it's just revolutionized the way that I look at this industry so far, I want to just go back and just talk a little bit about cryptocurrency, what it is, what it isn't, a bit of a back history, because that's really going to help everybody on the call today to actually understand the opportunity that's in front of us. I believe that Bitcoin, cryptocurrency, and more importantly, the infrastructure that those currencies are delivered on, i.e. the blockchain, represent the biggest economic revolution that we will ever see in our lifetimes, that our children will probably ever see in their lifetimes, and that certainly our parents, if they're still around, would have seen. This is massive. I want to open some of you up to the potential here, guys. You're looking at something that potentially will be much, much bigger than the internet. Yes, I just said that. Take a moment Take some water, pinch your skin, get excited, because I just said that this potentially will be bigger than the internet. If you go and do your due diligence, you go and study what the experts are saying, they're all saying that blockchain technology will be bigger than the internet. And if you think about the history of the internet, it's been used as a communication vehicle. We've gone from email, and I remember back in the day when email first came out, and some of you on the call are probably thinking, Matt, when I was 2 years old, we had email. Well, some of us are a little bit older than you, okay? And we remember when there was no email. And when email first came out, it's like you probably got 2 emails like every 2 weeks, and they had long, funny, coded like numbers on them and stuff like that. And it was kind of hard to see how this was actually going to take over, the way that we communicate to each other. But let me ask you this: how many standard paper letters do you get through your door each day? How many emails do you get through your inbox each day? I'm not even talking about the ones that end up in junk. Email has revolutionized the way that we do business and the way that we communicate around the world in the last 15 years. Okay. The internet then evolved from email to kind of, brochure sites where we could kind of get information, Wikipedia, Google, search sites, etc. And it became into this kind of social media, type, kind of paradigm, where now it's all about the social media. If you look at what's happening on social media right now, it's being totally commercialized. The next phase of social media is the commercialization of that. Facebook's getting commercial, Twitter, LinkedIn, etc. It's for commercialization. So the internet, the structure's been built, the platform's now been built. We're all interconnected on the internet. It's now time for the internet to commercialize us. And that's what's happening. Bitcoin and cryptocurrency is the fuel that will fuel that commercialization of the biggest communication infrastructure in the world, the internet. And the blockchain, and again, I'm not going to give you a detailed lecture on the blockchain. If anyone wants documentaries on the blockchain and cryptos, I can send those to you, or I can get one of my team to send those to you. Okay, you should watch some of those things. The blockchain has far more significance and solves much more problems than the basic internet. And for some of you, that might be a little bit hard to get your head around, but believe you me, the blockchain is the future. It's absolutely incredible. And the cryptocurrencies, and Bitcoin especially, which is the big kind of cryptocurrency, is really what's going to fuel that. And this is the future, guys. You can watch this happen, or you can partake in it and profit from it. I know which side of the fence I want to be on. I don't want to watch it go by. It's going to go by anyway. I want to jump on the train. I want to profit from it, not as an early adopter, but as a pioneer. And before we get into it, I just want to kind of explain at a very, very basic level what a cryptocurrency is. A lot of people say to me, Matt, this cryptocurrency, it's way beyond me and I don't understand it. And, it's really confusing and it's full of jargon. And of course it is. And I always say to them, have you got £10 in your pocket? And they say, yes, I have. Or no, I haven't, but I've got 20. And I say, okay, pull out your 20 quid. And do you really understand what that is? Because actually it's a piece of paper, or if it's a tenner, it's probably a piece of plastic. It's not real value, is it? But there's value assigned to it. It's a paper asset. A cryptocurrency basically is just a digital asset. That's all it is. And that's all you really need to understand about it. It's just a digital asset, and it's the future of money. It's the future of currency, okay? And you can cash in on it now. Bitcoin is obviously the big player. It's the first coin. And again, the jury's still out whether this is the MySpace or the Facebook. Is this going to be the Facebook? I probably think it could be. Or is it going to be the MySpace? Does it really matter for those people that have already got into it and are already profiting very, very handsomely from it? Let's have a look at some of the implications of Bitcoin and how some of the early adopters and even the pioneers have really profited from it and become, from very, very little money invested, become Bitcoin millionaires. Bitcoin is again a peer-to-peer, decentralized cryptocurrency. In other words, it's not attached to any central bank. It's peer-to-peer. It creates efficiencies because it cuts out the middleman. So say, for example, Samila's on the call, and Samila's a really good friend of mine. And let's say I wanted to send Samila £1,000, okay? There's a couple of ways I can do this. I can go to PayPal, and if Samila's got a PayPal account, I can send £1,000 to Samila via PayPal. And that'd be really cool. But guess what? In reality, there's actually 4 sort of clearing houses, minimal, that transaction may run through. So for example, PayPal, my end, is going to take £1,000 from my bank account, which happens to be Barclays Bank. Okay, so Barclays Bank are going to release £1,000 to PayPal, Matt Nerona's PayPal. Matt Nerona's PayPal is going to then send £1,000 to Samila's PayPal, but my PayPal is going to take a cut. It's going to take a fee, and there's going to be a process for it to get it even in-house to Samila's PayPal. Samila may pay a charge depending on the transaction. She may get the money within 10 minutes to 2 hours, or if she's like me and someone's sending me $7,000 from America, which happened to me in 2015, PayPal sat on it for 6 months. And so Nerona had $7,000 for 6 months sitting in PayPal's coffers with nothing he could do but send email after email with information after information. I think they even wanted to know my inside shoe size at one point, so I could get those funds released, which was really quite aggravating, really. It wasn't so much that the money was stuck, but it was the fact that I'd spend time to get my own money out, knowing that PayPal is sitting on the interest. You know, PayPal, great company, but they are a bit of a law unto themselves. And so I think the point that I'm trying to make here is that at every stage of that process of me sending digital money, okay, because it's attached to banks, there's a risk of it getting held up, there's charges involved, and again, it's not as efficient as it could be. Again, the money arrives eventually in Samila's PayPal account. She now moves it to her current account, her savings account, whatever she wants to put it. Can you see how that process isn't necessarily, in the world of high-wire business, going to be the most efficient process, and again is controlled by outside parties? The efficiencies of a decentralized peer-to-peer currency is that we take those parties away. We take those parties away, and we reduce the risk involved because it's an encrypted, verified process now that's peer-to-peer. In other words, I can send the money to Samila within minutes. She can receive it within minutes. Nobody even knows the money's arrived. Think about the potential for that. Some of you will be sending money abroad. Some of you are buying properties abroad. What if I went to South Africa and I took £2 million to buy a property in South Africa? How easy is that for me to do? There's going to be a lot of charges involved. There's going to be a lot of risk involved. It could be very, very expensive. Bitcoin and cryptocurrency, I can do that in nanoseconds. Literally, a kind of 0.01% charges. Whereas elsewhere, I'm going to be paying up to 10% in some cases. So again, the efficiencies for business are through the roof. And with the blockchain technologies, which we're not going to do a kind of long lecture on today, but with the blockchain technologies, this is going to change the total landscape of business and the economy and the way that people generate income. The great news is for you guys, you don't have to understand all of this at a very high level. You just have to understand that it's the future. You just have to understand that as more and more people start to take part in this digital revolution, which is happening anyway, the value of these initial coins goes up and up and up. And remember, they're not like the Bank of England. The Bank of England can produce as many tenors as it wants. These are finite resources. So, for example, Bitcoin, there's only 21 million Bitcoin on the planet. They will be mined out, I think it's to 2120. I might have that mistaken. It might be 2140. They will be mined out for the next 120 years. Okay? There's only a finite resource. It's like gold. So supply and demand kicks in. The coin that I'm going to show you today only has 5 million in existence. So again, it's a finite resource. The early adopters before the coin even launches are the people that over time, if the coin goes to where we believe it's going to go, then they will really, really cash in. And you should be excited about that, okay? You really should. Just some basic Bitcoin facts. How was Bitcoin created? Well, it was created by this elusive programmer who nobody really knows what he is. Some of you who are curious can kind of look at documentaries about him. He's really interesting. A guy called Satoshi Nakamoto, who apparently is a Japanese citizen. He was born in 1975, so he's slightly younger than me. Yeah, guys, I'm older than someone who was born in 1975. Just slightly, though. Do remember that, just slightly, okay? And Japan really is one of the centers of Bitcoin around the world. I mean, Japan really, really is one of the centers of Bitcoin. Of course, Dubai has actually been classified as the Bitcoin capital of the world. And Bitcoin, basically Dubai is going 2020 totally Bitcoin. And that is really, really exciting. So Dubai will be the center of the world in terms of cryptocurrencies and Bitcoin. And that's really, really exciting. So do pay attention to that. In 2008, so not so long ago, 2008, just think where you were in 2008. Nakamoto published the thesis, which was called, it was a research paper called Bitcoin, a peer-to-peer electronic cash system. Bitcoin is a cryptocurrency. It's a digital asset that uses cryptography to manage and control its creation. So it's totally safe, guys. It's totally safe. And it works off a transparent open source ledger on the blockchain that's verified by the users. Okay, that's really, really important. Okay, let's just have a look at the evolution of money. If you think about way back in the agricultural sort of revolution, and in the times where most people were farming the land, the way that trade or value was exchanged was, Tony Snow would have 100 sheep on his farm, and I'd have 100 horses on my farm, and I'd need some sheep. So I'd say to Tony, I tell you what, my horses are perceived to be more valuable than your sheep. So I'll give you 10 of my horses for 25 of your sheep. And we might do a transaction. Now, if you think about that, that's how the whole trade and the whole added value thing started. Okay. But if you think about it, it's very limited, because in order for me to do that transaction thousands of years ago, Tony would have probably had to live in the next village as me. If he was up in Scotland or somewhere else, that transaction was never going to work. So as transport started to develop, human beings had to change the way that value was transacted, because now there was more scope to create efficiencies in the way that that was done. And so precious stones, salt was used, that may have been traded city to city, spices for spice trade as the ships started to move around, the different continents and stuff like that, the explorers and all of that kind of stuff. And those things, and obviously that had a sad part of it as well, because slavery, again, awful, thing there, was also a form of that as well. So it wasn't all good. Some of it was quite evil in many sense. But, slaves were traded as part of that value. So money, currency, value has always had different forms or different kind of manifestations. Obviously, it went to precious metals, gold, silver, etc. And eventually people weren't carrying around bullion, but they were carrying around coins, gold coins, silver coins. We find those in archaeological sites from the Romans. But can you start to see how this idea of value has kind of progressed through? Okay. And then obviously people decided that paper would represent the value of gold. So we had all the paper coins in the US and the UK and Europe, attached to the gold standard. Since I think it was 1975, don't quote me on the date, the gold standard was dropped. And essentially now your currency, your paper plastic currency, is attached not to gold, but to paper certificates based on gold. And when you really look into it, it's actually attached to debt, which is pretty scary. And the banks control that. If you look into that, it's as complicated as cryptocurrency. So don't get hung up that cryptocurrency is, majorly complex to understand. It's not. It's as complex as currency. Okay, you don't need to go into all of the details of it. We can obviously see how in the 60s, 70s, and 80s, you know, we all started using credit cards, debit cards, etc. Plastic currency. Most of your transactions now in 2017 will not even involve plastic cards or, you know, paper currency. Okay, certainly not gold or silver coins, but it will involve online digital transactions. Bitcoin, cryptocurrency is the next evolution of that. So let's keep it simple, guys. It's just an evolution in the transfer of value, in the movement of money. It's just an efficiency, and it's just a digital asset. Bitcoin is a digital decentralized currency. There's only 21 million Bitcoins available. It's an electronic payment system based on mathematical proof. So it uses algorithms to kind of move the Bitcoin. It uses algorithms to mine the Bitcoin. Interesting fact, a student in 2009, because Nakamoto set up the paper in 2008, 2009 was when Bitcoin launched. Wouldn't we all have liked a proverbial time travel machine to go back to 2009 and buy yourself some Bitcoin? So tell you what, I can't see the chat because I'm on my slides, but why don't you put in the chat, if you had a proverbial time machine and you could fly back to 2009 right now, just put how many Bitcoins you would buy. Put how many Bitcoins you would buy. I think in 2009 they were worth like 0.009 cents. I mean, you could buy a lot of Bitcoin for $20. So just put in the chat how many Bitcoins you'd buy if you could go back to 2009. And if anyone ever develops a proverbial time machine, I will invest in it, okay? Because I'll definitely go back and buy a load of Bitcoin. So, you know, that's going to be quite interesting to see who's actually there. Tell you what, I'm going to come out of here and just have a look who's actually writing in the chat, because I really don't want anyone falling asleep on my webinar, and I certainly don't want anyone watching EastEnders. I hope you're not watching EastEnders. Gosh, that'd be awful. Stephen Ball, how are you, sir? How are you? We've got a few people here on the chat. No one's really. Eggles has gone asleep. Oh my gosh. Eggles, are you asleep, dude? I think he's laughing. He's having a laugh, right? Easter? Oh, someone's writing about EastEnders. That's naughty. That's naughty. So we've got a few more people on the call. Hi, Manj. Good evening. We got Normie on the call. Good evening, Normie. We got NP. I don't know who you are, NP, but awesome to have you on the call tonight. We got James. Hey, James. Hope you're well. Really, really great to have you on the call tonight. We got Attar on the call. Hi, Attar. Awesome to see you. Alim Ghulam Hussain. How are you, sir? And we've got a number ending 2250 for the caller calling in, 057. All you callers on the phone, 826. We really appreciate your attendance. Okay, let's see who's going to win the Bitcoin comp. No one's even put their numbers in, man. Normie's saying EastEnders has just finished. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. I'm going to get back to my screen, guys. I'm going to get back to my screen. I mean, do you think Phil Mitchell bought any Bitcoin? I don't know. I don't think Shirley bought any Bitcoin. Doesn't look like it, right? She needs a haircut. Okay, so on the 22nd of May, in 2009, a student called Koch bought 5,000 Bitcoins for $27. That was part of his thesis, okay? Because in 2009, the only people that bought Bitcoin was a very few select savvy investors that Nakamoto let into the deal, but also they were a lot of programming students, kind of computer geeks, and we love computer geeks. So if you're a computer geek, we love you because you fix stuff we know nothing about, and you're the guys that bought us all this cryptocurrency. So we love you. Don't take that as an insult. But back in the day, 2009, 2010, 2008, the only people that owned Bitcoin were like computer geeks who were doing their final thesis in their PhD, and they were buying Bitcoin to see where it would go. Koch bought 5,000 Bitcoins. The guy was probably 22 for $27. Guys, that's like 20 quid. Those coins now are worth $30 million. 2009, guys, it's not even 2019 yet. Talking 8 years ago. In 8 years, he turned $27 into 30 million. That is incredible. What if you had that opportunity today? How would that be for you? Would that be okay? 27 into 30 million? That'd be pretty cool. And I know a lot of you would be cool with like 1,000 into 1 million or 500,000, right? In that amount of time. I mean, that's just phenomenal. Those kind of opportunities are not even once in a lifetime. They're once in about 3 or 4 or 5 generations. And guys, I believe we've got one of those opportunities today. I really, really do. 22nd of May, 2010, 2 programmers paid 10,000 Bitcoins. 10,000 Bitcoins for 2 Papa John pizzas. I mean, dude, I guess Pizza Express wasn't around in those days, right? Papa John. I mean, could you believe it? Does anyone even eat Papa John? I mean, that is just crazy, right? And what happened was, the story was, these students had no money. It was a Friday night, and they had all these Bitcoins because they're like programming students. And what they did was they found a guy in England. These guys were in America. They found a guy in England that was willing to send them enough money to get a couple of Papa John pizzas, probably worth about 15 quid. And they sent him 10,000 Bitcoins. Now, you got to remember, in those days, those Bitcoins were probably 0.027p. So they probably thought they had a good deal, and they enjoyed their pizza. But that was widely held as the first Bitcoin transaction. In 2010, 10K Bitcoins was worth approximately $25. Right now, it'd be worth a lot more. All I'm saying, guys, I just hope they got that pepperoni on that pizza, or they got that chili beef, or whatever it is they have on there, that good tasting pizza, right? I just hope they enjoyed those pizzas, because today, those pizzas are worth, actually, the price has gone up now. It's probably more like 6 million, but let's just say minimum, because Bitcoin prices fluctuate, 5 million, 1,200,000. I mean, that is just incredible. That is just insane. I just hope they enjoyed those pizzas. They'll never forget it. And I hope they had some Bitcoin left over, right? Here's the key. The guys that get into Bitcoin right now are probably never going to look back. And again, you know, past performance never equates to future results. So what if there was a way that you could go back to 2009? What if there was a way that you could go back and participate in something that could possibly become 100th of a Bitcoin, a 10th of a Bitcoin, half of a Bitcoin, or even a Bitcoin itself? And again, nobody knows what the future holds. But what if you could, without raiding your ISA, without raiding your pension pot, without raiding your hard-earned savings, what if you could, for a couple of hundred quid or even less, get involved in something that moving forward may become a Bitcoin? What if you didn't get involved in something like that? And in 10 years' time, you were watching a webinar like this talking about MassCoin or another coin that you didn't chuck $100 at and forget about. What if that was you now that had, you know, sent 5,000 Bitcoin for a couple of pizzas and never kept any Bitcoin? How would that be for you? And again, don't want to depress anybody, but I think there's an opportunity here today for each and every person on this call to cash in with a little bit of cash and actually maybe invest in something that's literally just about to be launched. And I think that's really, really, really exciting. So what I want to do is I want to kind of introduce you to something that I got involved in. Just going to clear the screen and just bring up my back office here. Just before I do that, I'm just going to check comments. Hope you're okay, guys. Egil says he loves millions. Egils, you are absolutely awesome. I like Egils. Egils is a really good guy. So I want to show you something that I joined last Saturday. Now, going back, my wife, she's got a bit of a sweet tooth, and she's sitting here and she's probably thinking, Nerona, what are you talking about? Okay. Going back last Saturday, the 21st of October, so just roughly 10 days ago, I was going about my business. And for those of you that know me, I run a sort of a sales training company. We do NLP mindset coaching. We do breakthroughs, do really, really awesome breakthroughs, by the way, for people. We remove the negative emotions and do all of that kind of wonderful stuff. And, you know, I was sort of getting on with my business. I'm involved in Forex trading as well. And my wife, she likes these Indian sweets, okay? And she said, Matt, can we go and get some Indian sweets? So I took her down to this store, and she went in to get some Indian sweets. And I think it was Diwali that day. And actually, there was a big queue there, and she was taking like 100 years. But that's okay, because Narona was sitting in his car, and he was looking at his phone and checking his WhatsApp and doing everything that you do and thinking about watching a YouTube video while he waited for his extremely beautiful wife to bring out a box of Indian sweets. That's a pretty cool story, right? And as he's looking at his phone, he got a phone call from a very, very close business contact of mine who's based up in Manchester. And the guy that's based up in Manchester is a guy that's been quite prolific in the property world. He actually used to be the architect for most of the Manchester United Premier Football players when they were building their houses down in the Cheshire kind of triangle. And he actually owned the biggest architectural practice in Manchester. So, you know, this guy is somebody that actually probably doesn't need to do much. He could probably sit in bed and watch cartoons all day. But I've worked with him on a few projects over the last few years, and every single one of them has turned golden. So when he tends to call me, I tend to take the call. Even if it's 9 p.m. in the evening, I tend to take the call. And he said, Matt, I want you to have a look at something. I thought, okay, this is interesting. And he said to me, Matt, I've joined something with a friend of mine, someone you actually know, who's based in Dubai. Matt, you've got to look at this tonight. Now, this is like 9:30. I'm in the car. And I just said to him, Alan, if you're in, I'm in. You see, I didn't think about it. I didn't wait for the company reports. I didn't do an FBI check on the owner. I just said, Alan, if you've done your due diligence, because Alan's one of the most analytical people I know, I'm in. Get me signed up. And he said, Matt, I can't sign you up because I don't even have a sign up link. This is so early that like the company hasn't even opened yet. We're just literally placing some networkers in before the company actually officially opens end of November, so that we can build out the price of the coin and so that we can actually start to roll the network out. And then he kind of went through a little bit of it. He told me what I have to do is send him some Ethereum, open a Coinbase account, send some Ethereum over. I have Bitcoin. I didn't have any Ethereum. And send him $100. I thought, $100? That's peanuts. Okay. I said to him, look, get me going, mate. I'll send it over, and off we go. And as I started to look, because I was doing a presentation on the Sunday in Birmingham for something else that I do based around the Forex. So I didn't even look at it. So I joined on Saturday the 21st. Okay. And I really got to work on the Monday morning. And I can tell you this, in my first 7 days, I've made $4,000. Now, I've got another business, I've got a family, I've been traveling here, there, and everywhere. Been to Watford, Birmingham, you name it, in between. This has not been full time. Made $4,000 in my first week. The great thing is, I've also managed, and you can see here, I've managed to buy the coin. So MassCoin, which is what the coin is called, is going to be launched at the end of November. The only way you can participate, the only way you can buy this coin right now is to actually join the network. And that's the most profitable way of buying it. Even if you don't want to network it, the most profitable way of buying it is to get in now as a network. And every single person on this call, every single person listening to the recording can do that if after this call, you get in touch with the person who invited you to the call and you say, sign me up. You do exactly what I did when Alan called me on Saturday the 21st. I said to him, sign me up. Sign me up. I'll go through the details. It's $100 for God's sake. Sign me up. I'll have a look at the details later. Thank you very much. Okay. That's the way that movers and shakers and pioneers work. If you're not somebody that works that way, that's absolutely fine. Probably wait a few weeks, maybe a month, when all the branded videos and the YouTube funnel and everything else is ready, and then you can look at everything, but you'll miss that early price. You'll miss, this is for the pioneers. This is even the pre-pioneers. Okay. So you can see here, this is kind of my back office that they give you. I'm just going to walk you through a little bit. So I want to show you how the income is made. Some of this will go over your head, but you'll get enough of this so that you can make the right decision for you. And if you're a networker on this call, this is going to blow your mind. If you're someone that's just getting into the cryptocurrency space, this is going to blow your mind. Okay? I got involved in this company for $100, guys. That's 75 quid. Currency fluctuations go up and down, so it might be 77, 78. When I joined, it was 75 quid. Okay? You can get involved. That's a one-off lifetime fee. There are no monthlies. There are no upsells. You don't even need to buy the coin. You can generate. I was buying the coin on day one. You can generate cash. So here's what I want to show you, right? This is the company turnover. So since I joined on the 21st of October, okay, it's $100 to join. So we take the 2 zeros off. 5965 people have joined underneath me. In this company, it's not like one of these network marketing companies with like 7, 8, 9 legs. There's only one line because it's an ICO, it's a coin. So everybody that joins the company, their $100 goes in for a mining profit. It creates a mining opportunity where they can mine the coin through the algorithm. Here's the great thing. In a network marketing company, someone will join, they'll pay $200, they'll do nothing, they'll get nothing, they'll lose their $200. In this company, everybody gets a guaranteed return of $120. Now you might be thinking, whoopee-doo, you make $20? Yes, that's if you do nothing. If you go to work like I did, you make over 4K. Now there's 2,420 showing. I'll show you how I made 4K. There's another 1,400 which we'll show tomorrow. I'll show you how that's generated. I'll also show you how in reality I actually made 10K in my first week, okay? And that will be realized over time within 4 months. I'll show you how that's made. I'll show you how all of you could easily do that on this call if you wanted to within 4 weeks. I'll show you how you can do that. But what I want to do is I want to show you how this income is actually made. And before we do that bit, imagine you put 100 in and you did nothing. You're guaranteed, the company guarantees you within about 2 to 3 months, because your money's going to mine the coin, 120 back. Now that 20 profit is paid in what we call MassCoin. MassCoin at the moment is 0.08 cents. So if you had $20 worth of MassCoin, you'd have 250 MassCoin. Now, if you look at the forecast, and again, it's all very rough, it's all very raw, it's not got the UK facelift that we probably want, but you can see here, that's due to go to $2 by the end of this year. Now, it may not, it may go to $1. Let's say it goes to $1, right? If it just goes to $1, you've just made $250, plus your 100 back, you've just made $350 off 100. Worst case scenario in 3 months. What if you held it and year one, it goes to $15? Optimistic prediction. May not. You've just made yourself quite a bit of cash. What if it just goes to $350? Again, you've made yourself 3,750 quid. You know, even people that do nothing with this, okay, because it's a coin, there's a lot of juice. You can see here, I've already bought 1,056 coins. Okay, so if that goes, like they say, to $1 at the end of the year, I mean, I'll have like 3,000 probably by the end of next week. You know, I'll have 3,000 quid or 1,056. That goes to 15. Again, you do the maths. Hold it long term, like Bitcoin. 10 years later, that could be worth 200, 300, 1,000, whatever. You know, some people are predicting that Bitcoin next year will go to 22 grand. So you've got to understand the space. Now, MassCoin solves a particular problem. It's utilized to raise capital for social media marketing companies and for peer-to-peer video communications, where there's a lot of development going on in that world. It's also going to be utilized as a payment processor for call centers and for companies with over 20,000 employees. So as each one of those employees uses the coin as the payment processing to bring it down for the organization, the cost of delivering that service, the coin in value goes up. Here's the thing, guys. You've got an opportunity to get involved before it even launches. Now, I'm not raiding my savings account. I'm not stealing the missus's gold and selling it on to buy this coin. Okay? I'm just saying that because she's here in front of me. I'm not doing any of that. Okay? What I'm doing is I'm making money from the build to be able to buy more of the coin for myself and create money in dollars, because you paid in dollars. This isn't monopoly money. I can withdraw all of this. So the way it's paid, show you a bit of this. What am I doing? Company turnover. Okay, so for instance, day one, $20, day two, $40. This is just one of the levels. Day 28, you can see that's within a week, 200. But actually, if you look at the business plan, I put 12 people in. You can see I put 12 people in my first, I've got about 47 now, but in my first week, I put 12 people in. Now, the thing is, if you've never done anything like this, don't get scared. It's really, really easy, because the thing is, there's no resistance on it. We've got big networkers, and again, I don't really want to show you names here, so I'm just going to come off of that, right? I don't want to show you names because obviously anonymity. But you can see every 10 minutes, I'm getting like $5, and then you get the big money every 15 days. And I'm going to show you the plan. But what I want to do is just show you that's paid in dollars. Like literally since we've been on this call, that's just come in my account. Whoopie-doo, $5. But that's residual income. I'm just going to convert that into a coin. I'll just take that $5 there, transfer that, boom, 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 transfer it across, confirm that, okay, and I've just purchased that coin, okay, that will now go, look, there you go, I've got 1,116 mass coins now. Now again, that's 0.008, diddly squat, but if that goes to $1, $2, $3, $4, happy days, because I add to that every single day. That $5 has happened probably 10 times today for me. I just keep converting it into that. You can see some of the coin purchases. You can see that I've created quite a bit of income there. But here's where I really want to show you how the income's created. So I put in 12 people in my first week. Again, just going to flip through the names. Don't want to really show you all of that. So we'll go back to the dashboard. I want to show you how this works. Now, before I do that, look at that figure. Since I joined, 5983 people have joined. 500 people on average are joining every day. Company hasn't even started. We don't even have referral links up. We have no videos. This is going crazy. And everybody that joins the company has to join in your line. So you get the benefit of that. So right now, yesterday, over 1,000 people joined. I don't know how many people are going to join today. 5983, okay? I've got 48 team members, but I've put 12 people in. I'm now building my wife's account. Here's how the money works, guys. And again, you may not get all of this, but the person who invited you will show you through this step by step. So you'll get it. Again, we can send this document. It's very Indianized, the kind of, the branding. We're getting a facelift for it. We're working with very rough raw materials here. It's a foundational stage. Company's not even fully launched yet, okay? This is a great opportunity, okay? I want to show you how the income is actually made. So here, for example, each account, you can turn $100 into $9,420. Now imagine, even if you just put that $420 into the coin, kept the $9,000 for yourself and bought yourself something that you really want, or maybe invested a percentage of that. Here's what I did, and it's so easy, guys, because it's $100. There's very little resistance on this. Everyone gets 120% return, so no one loses, and people literally sign up. The first person, because I've got a turnover of over 1,500, I get $20. The second person, I get $40. You're probably saying, whoopie-doo, Matt. Well, yeah, you just convert that into coin. The third person, I get $80. The fourth person, I get $160, as long as my volume's over 30,000. Now, remember, that's only 300 people. I've got like nearly, let's have a look to get the precise figure. 5,983 Look, it's gone up since we've been on this call. So I've got 5,983 people in my business. You'll see that figure going up and up as we're on this call. 5,983 people. So I'm here. I'm in between these two. So I put my 12 people in, and then I go to sleep. I just wait for these numbers to go up. Now they're going up 500 to 1,000 every day. The first 4 are paid immediately. 5 is paid 15 days after that. 6 is paid 15 days after that. So every 15 days you get this. So I've done this. I'm now building my wife's account. I'm helping a few friends out. So every 15 days, I just get paid this. Then you build the next account, then the next account. Now, some of you might not be networkers. Doesn't matter, because as you put 12 people in, or the person that joins you helps you to put 12 in, you're going to start to create this. I did 4,000 last week. 2,240 you saw in my back office. Plus, because I've hit that volume over this, which I've just shown you, I've got another 1,400. I did over 4 grand. There's another income as well. But this will convert. I've already done this. I'm just waiting for this volume to hit. That'll probably take me till the end of November, and I'll get paid on all of that. I've just turned $100 into 9,420. I can teach any of you to do the same thing. I can support any of you to do the same thing. This is why big networkers like Samila are joining us in one day with very little discussion, because they understand this, they see the numbers, and they know that this is the opportunity that people wait for. This is why people that are involved in the ICO space, in the cryptocurrency space, are joining immediately. It's $100. But here's the thing. Out of my 12 people, many of them will go to work, and I earn an income off every single person that they put in. It's absolutely phenomenal. 15 levels down. And again, some of you won't get this. We're not going to go through it all on here. But basically, that $5 you just saw is from one of my guys that I've signed up. Again, he may sign someone up. I get $3 from everyone he signs up. And as it grows into thousands and thousands and thousands, and it works fast because it works on the principle of geometric compression. These numbers work on the principle of geometric compression. And so some of you will put 12 people in, you'll go to sleep. Those people will go to work. Their people will go to sleep. Their people will keep working. And you'll be getting money every single day, 15 levels down from thousands of people that you'll never even meet. This is all paid on a daily basis. So right now I'm getting $20 to $30 a day. I've only been in 10 days. In 3 or 4 months' time, that would be $200 to $300 a day. And every single person on this call can do that. Plus, you've got all this. So guys, you can invest in as much as you want of this in the coin. You can make hundreds of thousands on this pay plan without even being a networker. You can make hundreds of thousands on the coin. You just got to decide, do you want to get involved, and do you want to get in at the beginning when all the volume's going to pour underneath you? What I do want to do, because I don't want to talk too much about myself, I want to bring one of my friends on the call who, if she's here, who actually made over 2.5 grand last week. Okay, so if she's here, I'm going to ask her on the call. Just before I do that, Tony's asking, one coin equals 0.8 cents. That means 80 cents is 10 coins, and $1 is worth 12.5 coins. Is that correct? Which means if we buy in for 80, we own 80 times 12.5. Not quite. If you buy in for 80 quid, if you're buying a position, they're using that money to mine the coin, Tony. So they're using the money literally to mine the coin. Okay. But yeah, you're absolutely right. 80 cents buys you basically 10 coins. And so that is absolutely correct there. We can go through that privately, Tony, because I think I do get your question. So what I want to do, if we've got all VAs up there. Wow, there's quite a few people on the call. If Normie is on the call, I want to bring her on just to tell you she'd never done anything like this with coins. And literally in her first week, she has made $2,800 in her first week. Okay. And that's not even going full time. So Normie, if you're on the call, then yeah, absolutely, Tony, we can have a chat. I just want to bring you on. Can you unmute your mic? Could you unmute your mic? Hi,
Hello.
Normie, how are you?
I'm fine. How are you?
I'm absolutely fine. Good to hear from you. Have you enjoyed EastEnders today?
I did.
Good gosh. And was there any Bitcoin going down on EastEnders today?
No, but I wanted to ask you one question. For somebody who doesn't watch EastEnders, how do you know about Shirley?
Now, listen, I actually watched the first episode of EastEnders, which was when I was about 12 years old. And my daughter Lily is quite an avid fan, so I sometimes get to see the horrible sight of Shirley and her scruffy hair. But I'm sure she's a really nice person. And she needs some Bitcoin. And I'll tell you one day in the Queen Vic, in the Queen Vic, they will be taking Bitcoin for a lemon and lime and a packet of crisps. Okay. So, Normie, just really quickly, because it's an evening time, and I know people don't want to spend all night with us. Just really quickly, you joined this on Monday, yeah? And
Yeah.
how did you get to hear about this opportunity?
Through you.
Oh, right, that's good. So straight from the horse's mouth. And when you first heard about it, what did you think about it?
Basically, I was a bit confused, but obviously you explained it to me. And after you'd explained it to me, I thought, okay, this is good. It's not a lot to get on board. It's $100. It's no monthly fees. You know what? Might as well go for it. Let's just see where this goes. So yeah, I signed up on Monday.
For some of the viewers who don't know you, you're clearly, by your accent, you're not from the East End, are you?
No.
Where are you from?
Birmingham.
You're from Birmingham. And what do you do for a living? What's your background? Tell us a little bit about that. Some of them may be thinking, I don't know if I could do this, right? What's your background?
I'm a single parent. I have 3 sons. I'm a networker. I used to work as a legal executive, but I have literally 2 businesses now, which I do basically from home.
You're a busy lady. You got 2 businesses. You got 3 sons. You must be pretty busy, right? So I'm guessing when I introduce this to you, your first thought may have been, Matt, it sounds really good, but I don't have time for this. Is that correct?
Yep.
Okay. And you did this in your first week. Before you started, how much money did you think you'd make in your first week?
I didn't think I'd make any money, to be honest. When I first signed up, I thought I'm probably going to be making some money within a month, but definitely not in a week.
So tell me, what was it like when you, how much did you make in your first week? If you don't mind sharing that. Again, you don't have to, but if you would, that'd be helpful.
Okay, so I signed up 4 people, and when I signed up 4 people, I received literally $320. So $300 in my turnover income, and then obviously $20 as the team income. So I literally had $320 in my back office, which I could literally then obviously withdraw out. So what I did was, instead of I turned obviously the team income into the MassCoin. So at the minute, I've got
how many MassCoin have you got?
753.
I've got more than you. I've got over 1,000.
Well, I've only got 13 members, and you've got something like 40-something members. So obviously, yes, you are going to have more than me.
Okay. So in terms of dollars, no, I really appreciate that. In terms of dollars, how many dollars did you make in your first week?
Right. So literally, the 300 plus the 61 team income plus 2,420. So in total, I've made around 2,800.
Wait a minute. In your first week, you made 2,800
dollars. Yeah.
How many hours did you spend on this to do that?
Not a lot. Not a lot.
So you're pretty happy with the decision you made?
Yes, definitely.
And I know you're really excited about the MassCoin as well, because you're investing into the MassCoin as well. What would you say to those guys and ladies on the call, who are looking at this and thinking, you know what, this sounds good, but I don't know if I have the time. I don't know if this is worth my time. I don't know if I could do this. What would you say to those people, Normie?
This is the easiest build you'll ever do in your whole life. This is the easiest thing to get on board. This is the easiest thing to recruit on. I found it so easy. I mean, I've got 13 members now within literally like a 7-day period. I've got another 3 waiting to sign up tomorrow morning. It's the most easiest thing I've done. Literally, I've got 753 MassCoins. I've got literally $2,420 waiting to be released in my back office. It's the easiest thing. To anybody, I would basically jump on board. It's $100. Even if you lose $100, it's not a big deal. but you don't want to not jump on board for the sake of $100. Get on board. Seriously, it's worth it. You're not going to regret it.
Hey, I really appreciate you coming on the call today, Normie, and thank you for sharing your experience. And I mean, wow, I mean, if you've made that amount in your first week, like $2,800 in your first week, I mean, just imagine in 12 months what that's going to look like. I mean, that's super exciting. And again, for those of you on the call that just want to invest in the coin, this is one of the best ways to do that, because you can actually make a lot of money that you can put into the coin, but you don't have to do the networking side of it. I want to open up the mic to, thank you, Normie, so much. Really appreciate you. I want to open up the mic to another of my good friends, a guy called Loris Lisovskis, who is originally from Latvia. He's been in Ireland for many, many years, and he moved over to the UK a couple of years back. And Loris, again, I had a conversation with him last week. He was looking for a coin. He bought some Electronium. He got excited about that. He was looking for a coin. So, Loris, if you could unmute your mic, we'd just like to hear from you. Loris.
Good evening, everybody.
Привет.
Привет.
That's about as far as my Russian goes. How are you, sir?
I'm absolutely very good, excited. Oh my God, I can't sleep, man. I
can't sleep. Okay, what's going on? Tell us why you can't sleep.
Crazy stuff. Making a lot of dollars.
Buying when did you join? When did you join this company, MassCryp? When did you join it?
I think it was last week Tuesday evening.
Last week Tuesday. Okay. And yes, who introduced you to this company?
The guy called Matt.
Oh, Matt, I think I've heard of him. He's a pretty cool guy, right? He's a pretty cool guy. So you joined the company, and I know you're super busy. I mean, listen, Loris is like a master builder. He's been promising to come and do my kitchen for like 1,000,000 years. Still hasn't turned up because he's so busy fitting other people's kitchens, and he makes a lot of money. He's good at what he does, but he also, as he's got older, and he's not that old, but he's realized like his body doesn't really want to get up in the cold and go and fit marble floors, right? Is that right, Loris?
So true.
And so he's kind of really keen on building multiple income streams. And I know you've got a few income streams. I know Loris he teaches trading. He does coaching for traders. He's very big into Forex. He has another build that he does. He's got multiple income streams, and he travels a lot to Slovakia, Croatia, Latvia. I mean, he goes on some really cool holidays because he does well in his Forex side of things. So when I introduced this to you, I'm guessing, Loris, you may have thought, oh, really cool, Matt, but I don't have time. I don't have time in my life. Is that correct?
No, I went straight away. I was waiting something for crypto, and I believed that you have something for me.
Good.
And yeah, my daily schedule is so busy, but you know, I will never stop on one income stream, so I'm creating always more income streams.
Nice. We like multiple income streams, right?
Yes.
So, Loris, tell me, I mean, you joined on Tuesday, so you've literally been in today a week, right? Yes. And I know you work mainly towards the Latvian, Russian-speaking, Eastern European market, but not solely. How has it been for that market? I mean, tell me about how your experience has been with working with Latvians and Estonians and Russians, etc. Hey, how much money did you make, and what's it like working into that market?
Oh, it's like, you know, $100. It's so little to get into business, and no monthly fees, anything. Your $100 actually starts working since you join. I have reached out to a lot of people, and a lot of people joining. I have already 18 team members, and I have few pins I'm waiting, and I have a lot of people joining this week. And honestly, Sunday morning I woke up and I look at my income. It was 1,200, and then on Monday, when I was in Birmingham, we were having a chat, and I looked in my back office, and actually I have over $2,400 of income already.
So in your first week, you've made $2,400 working part-time.
Income, $2,500.
Wow. Wow. What would you say to anybody, because I know you've got a lot of guys from Latvia, from the Baltic states and also the Slavic world.
Yeah,
What would you say to those guys today if they're looking at this for the first time? What would you say to them?
guys, this is the opportunity to actually create another income. As you know, in the Baltic, like back at home, yeah, the incomes are low level, but $100 everybody can afford to join the business. And guys, recommend to your friends and everybody you know, because it's like it's opportunity to become one of the first. It's only pre-launch. It's not even out in public yet, and actually you can create some very good income. And it's Christmas coming, isn't it? So it's so simple, and you can make a very good income. It's $100, no monthly fees, and just
Awesome. And we also give you a lot of support, right? So don't think
yes,
you're joining this. Don't think you're going to pay your 100 tonight and you're going to join this and we're going to leave you alone. You see, your success is our success. We're invested in your success. This is going to be absolutely massive. So if you're one of Loris's guests tonight, if you're one of Normie's guests tonight, if you're a guest of Manicore or any of these great people that have kind of invited people to the call tonight, because they're passionate, they're excited, they're making money already, and they want their friends and their contacts to do that. If you're a contact of Tony Snow's, get in touch with them straight after this call and say, listen, how do I get involved? Don't overthink this. You see, when you overthink things, you miss out on that early opportunity. So thank you, Loris, for coming on board and
yeah,
sharing your story. It's not just me that's made good money in my first week. Normie's done it, Loris has done it, Alan, the guy that I got introduced to, he's done about 6K. Okay, here's the thing: anybody can do this, and we will help you to do this. Just going to go back to my back office. It's going to be about 5 minutes, guys. So I know we've run a little bit over, but this is important. Okay. Now, some of you, can you see mine's already going up? 5983. Okay. Got 48. Someone signed in while we've been on. This is just moving and moving and moving. I wonder if anything else is in my wallet. No, not yet. There will be in a few minutes. I can guarantee that. This is moving really, really fast. So guys, I want to kind of leave you with this kind of slide. Okay. And what if you'd have got into Bitcoin day dot? What if you'd have been one of those students trading, 10,000 Bitcoins for a pizza? Here's the thing. The coin right now that we've got is 0.08 cents. If you bought yourself 100 quid's worth of that and that coin goes to $1, you're going to cash in. But do you really want to just do that and hold on to that for the next 10 years, hoping it's going to become a Bitcoin? Or do you want to actually cash in on the build as well? This company is solid. They've actually asked me and Alan to fly out on an all expenses paid trip to Dubai at the end of November for the launch. These guys have got very, very strategic business people in the Middle East, in the US, in the Far East, and in India behind them. And when the infrastructure that they're rolling out is absolutely phenomenal. If you're a networker, I don't like the word easy because nothing's easy. It takes hard work and drive. But this is one of the most efficient builds that you'll ever find. Just ask Samila. Samila's a networker. Samila, I believe, will be one of the top earners in this company. Just ask Normie or Loris or Tony Snow. There's very little resistance on this one because everybody wants to get involved in crypto. And you've got to ask yourself the question, when are you going to get involved in crypto? When are you going to become financially free in your life? What path do you have in front of you? We have a golden opportunity. Many of us missed out on the Bitcoin in the early days. You don't have to miss out on this. We are going to be building this anyway. We can help each and every one of you cash in on this before the coin actually gets to its real value. You have to wait 9-10 years. This is so exciting. It's not even a ground floor opportunity, guys. It's pre-ground floor opportunity. And the way the company is structured, everybody wins. You see, they want people to make money before they actually launch. So guys, I really appreciate your time. I could honestly speak to each and every one of you, okay, I can speak to each and every one of you about this. I'm so excited. I've never been so excited about a build, that I've seen ever. Okay, we can all get involved for $100. I'm in. I've already made money. Normie's in. She's already made money. Loris is in. He's already made money. Manny's in. She's already made money. Tony's in. He's already made money. So guys, this is your time right now. Alka, I really appreciate you. Yes, I will sign you up for sure. I'm going to message you straight after this call. If you're on this call tonight, okay, and you want to get involved, please, please, please don't DM me. Alka's my guest, so she's going to DM me, right? But please DM the person who invited you on the call so they can get you sorted, they can get you signed up, and we can get you positioned, and we will help you to do this. We will help you to do this. Guys, I really, really could go on all night because I'm super pumped, right? I'm so excited about this. I haven't even drunk my coffee. I'm so excited about this, but I really do respect your time. I know some of you got work tomorrow. I know some of you just want to get signed up like Alka. So we're going to do that. My name's Matt Nerona. I know it's been a bit rough and raw today, and that's absolutely cool, but we do authentic. And we really, really want to present this opportunity. Really want you to get ahead financially. And we're really, really proud of who we've partnered with and this opportunity. So guys, I'm going to wish you all a really good evening, a really good night. If you're listening to the recording, guys, please get in touch with the person that's got you onto the call. Let's get you going. Let's make a difference. Let's build this so you've got an income by the end of this year. And next year, I can tell you, I can promise you, if you stick with it consistently, you'll make whatever money you want. And for many of you, that'll be multiple six figures. Guys, this is the opportunity of a lifetime. Get signed up. Let's get going. Let's work together. Let's get partnered together. And let's build a financial fortune. My name is Matt Nerona. My time is up. And I really, really appreciate yours.